prohibited. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
All those birds? For me? Thank you. And the sea. Now? It's mine already? Wow. Surely not. Surely not the sky and the stars, too. That's very generous. Perhaps too generous. Thank you. What are you thinking about?
Music.
How can you think about music? You either hear it or you don't.
Well, I'm hearing it then.
Oh. I read a book today.
Did you?
Yes. It was very interesting.
That's good.
Don't you want to know what it was about?
Of course.
There were stories about people's lives. How some come out well and others come out badly.
Do you love the book?
Yes, I think so.
Why?
It can be interesting to see if other people, like dead people who wrote books, agree or disagree with what you think.
Why?
Because it makes you a bigger part of the human community. And very interesting arguments.
Oh, and arguments that are interesting are good arguments?
Well, yes.
I didn't know an argument should be interesting. I thought it should be right or wrong.
Well, these particular arguments were very interesting.
Maybe you should make up your own thoughts instead of just reading them in a book.
I do. I do think up my own thoughts.
I know you do! I love how you love books. Don't be mad. I made up a song for you today.
Did you?
Yes, it's not interesting or not interesting, it just is.
Will you sing it for me?
It has too many parts.
Let's go in the water.
Please, remember this melody.
I'm bad at remembering melodies. Why don't you remember it?
I have 11 other ones in my head, thinking for a total of 12. Do you have it?
Yes, I think so.
Let's hear it. Pretty good. The rhythm's a little off. Here, clap it out.
Is that right?
We'll practice.
I don't need to know about rhythm. I have my books.
Don't books have rhythm?
Kind of. Let's go in the water.
Will you remember my melody underwater?
Yes, I will always remember your melody. It'll be imprinted on my heart like wax.
Thank you.
You're welcome. When are you going to play me the whole song?
When I get 12 instruments.
Where are you going to get 12 instruments?
I'll make each string of your hair an instrument. Your hair will stand on end as it plays my music and become a hair orchestra. It'll fly you up into the sky.
I don't know if I want to be an instrument.
Why?
Won't I fall down when the song ends?
That's true. But the clouds will be so moved by your music that they'll fill up with water. They'll become heavy and you'll sit on one and fall gently down to earth. How about that?
Okay.
It's settled then.
What is?
Your hair will be my orchestra. I love you.
I love you too.
How will you remember?
And I love you? That's easy. I can't help it.
You never know. I better tie a string on your finger to remind you.
Is there string at the ocean?
I always carry string in case I come upon a broken instrument. This thing. Is that too tight?
No, it's fine.
There. Now you remember.
That's a very particular finger.
Yes.
You're aware of that?
Yes.
How aware?
Very aware.
Orpheus, are we?
You tell me.
Yes, I think so.
You think so?
I wasn't thinking, I mean yes, just yes.
Yes?
Yes.
May our lives be full of music.
Or maybe you could also get me another ring. gold one to put over the string one, you know?
Whatever makes you happy. Do you still have my melody?
It's right here. What are you thinking about?
Music? Just kidding! I was thinking about you! And music.
Let's go in the water. I'll race you.
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 Dear Eurydice, a letter for you on your wedding day. There is no choice of any importance in life but the choosing of a beloved. I haven't met Orpheus, but he seems like a serious young man. I understand he's a musician. If I were to give a speech at your wedding, I would start with one or two funny jokes, and then I might offer some words of advice. I would say, cultivate the arts of dancing and small talk. Everything in moderation. Court the companionship and respect of dogs. Grilling a fish or toasting bread without burning requires singleness of purpose, vigilance, and steadfast watching. Keep quiet about politics, but vote for the right man. Always take care to change the light bulbs. Continue giving yourself to others because there is no greater satisfaction in life. To love, honor, accept, and help others. As for me, this is what it's like being dead. The atmosphere smells, and there's this strange, high-pitched noise, like a tea kettle always boiling over. But it doesn't seem to bother anyone. And, for the most part, there's a pleasant atmosphere, and you can work and socialize much like at home. I'm working in the business world, and it seems that here you can better see the far-reaching consequences of your actions. Also, I'm one of the few dead people who can still read or write. That's a secret. If anyone were to find out, they might dip me in the river again. I write you letters. I don't know how to get them to you. Love, your father.
I hate parties. And a wedding party is the biggest party of all. All the guests arrived and Orpheus is taking a shower. He's always taking a shower when the guests arrive, so he doesn't have to greet them. Then I have to greet them. A wedding is for daughters and fathers. The mothers all dress up, trying to look like young women. But a wedding is for a father and a daughter. They stop being married to each other on that day. I always thought there would be more interesting people at my wedding.
Are you a homeless person?
No.
Oh, well, I was on my way to a party where there are really interesting people. Would you like to join me?
No. I just left my own party.
You were given a party and you just left?
I was thirsty.
You must be a really interesting person to just leave your own party like that.
Thank you.
You mustn't care what other people think. I always say, that's the mark of a really interesting person, wouldn't you?
Yes.
So would you like to accompany me to this interesting affair?
No, thank you. I just got married, you see?
Oh, lots of people do that.
That's true. Lots of people do.
What's your name?
Eurydice.
Eurydice.
Goodbye then.
Goodbye. Dear Eurydice,
Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. No, no, no. Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. Till I come marching home. I'm warm. Are you warm?
Yes.
I'm going to get a drink of water.
Go.
I'll be right back.
Promise?
Yes.
I can't stand for you at my sight tonight.
Silly goose. Oh, you're still here.
yes, I forgot to tell you. I received a letter addressed to Eurydice. That's you, from your father.
That's not possible.
He wrote down some thoughts for you on your wedding day.
Let me see.
I left it at home. It was delivered to my elegant high-rise apartment by mistake.
Why didn't you say so before?
You left in such a hurry.
Father?
Yes,
You're sure?
yes.
I knew he'd said something.
It will just take a moment. I live right around the block. What an interesting dress you're wearing.
Thank you.
Eurydice? Eurydice! Voila.
You're very high up.
I am.
I feel a little faint.
It'll pass.
Have you ever thought about installing an elevator?
No, I prefer stairs. I think architecture is so interesting, don't you?
Oh, yes. So where's the letter?
But isn't this an interesting building?
It's so high up.
It is.
There's no one here. I thought you were having a party.
I like to celebrate things quietly, with a few other interesting people. Would you like some champagne?
Maybe some water.
Water it is. Make yourself comfortable.
I can't stay long. I can see my wedding from here. People are so small. Oh, they're dancing. Oh, there's Orpheus. He's not dancing.
So, who's this guy you're marrying?
His name's Orpheus.
Orpheus, not a very interesting name. I've heard it before.
Maybe you've heard of him. He's kind of famous. He plays the most beautiful music in the world, actually.
I can't hear you.
So the letter was delivered here today
That's right.
through the post?
It was mysterious. Voila. Eurydice, tell me one thing. Name me someone you find interesting.
Why?
Just making conversation.
Right. All the interesting people I know are dead or speak French.
I don't speak French, Eurydice.
I'm sorry. I have to go. There's no letter, is there?
Of course, there's a letter. It's right here. Eurydice, I'm not interested, but I am strong. You could teach me to be interesting. I would listen. Orpheus is too busy listening to his own thoughts. There's music in his head. Try to pluck the music out when it bites you. I bet you had an interesting thought today, for instance. I bet you're always having the way you tilt your head to the side and stare.
I feel dizzy all of a sudden. I want my husband. I think I'd better go now.
Free to go. Whenever you'd like.
I know. I think I'll go now, in fact. I'll just take my letter first, if you don't mind.
Relax.
Goodbye.
Eurydice, don't go. I love you.
Oh, no.
You need to get yourself a real man. A man with broad shoulders like mine. Orpheus has long fingers that would tremble to pet a bull or pluck a bee from a
How
hive.
do you know about my husband's fingers?
A man who can put his big arm around your tiny shoulders as he reaches for the crowd. A man who opens the door at parties. A man with big hands, big stupid hands like potatoes. A man who can carry a cow in labor. My lips are meant to kiss your eyelids, that's obvious.
Close your eyes then. It's his handwriting.
Of course it is.
Goodbye.
Don't do that, you trick!
Orpheus!
Eurydice!
We are quirks of stones. I'm a little stone.
I'm a big stone.
I'm a loud stone.
We are all three stones. We live with the dead people in the land of the dead.
Eurydice was a great musician. Orpheus was his wife.
Orpheus was a great musician. Eurydice was his wife. She died.
Then he played the saddest music. Even we,
The stones.
cried when we heard it. Oh look, there she is coming into the land of the dead now.
Oh,
Oh, we might say poor Eurydice.
But stones don't feel bad for dead people.
Eurydice wants to speak to you, but she can't speak your language anymore. She talks in the language of dead people now. It's a very quiet language.
Like if the pores in your face opened up and wanted to talk.
like potatoes sleeping in the dirt.
Pretend that you understand her, or she'll be embarrassed.
Yes, pretend for a moment that you understand the language of stones.
Listen to her the way that you would listen to your own daughter if she died too young and tried to speak to you across long distances.
There was a roar and a coldness. I think my husband was with me. What was my husband's name? My husband's name? Do you know it? How strange. I don't remember. It was horrible to see his face when I died. His eyes were two black birds and they flew to me. I said, no, stay where you are. He needs you in order to see. Oh, when I got through the cold, they made me swim in a river and I forgot his name. I forgot all the names. I know his name starts with my mouth, shaped like a ball of twine. Or, I forget. They took me to a tiny boat. I only just fit inside. I looked at the oars and I wanted to cry. I tried to cry, but I just drooled a little. I'll try now. What happiness it would be to cry. I was not lonely, only alone with myself, begging myself not to leave my own body, but I was leaving. Goodbye, head, I said. It inclined itself a little as though to nod to me, in a solemn kind of way. How do you say goodbye to yourself? The train!
The station is like a train, but there is no train.
The train has wheels that are not wheels.
There is the opposite of a wheel, and the opposite of smoke, and the opposite of a train.
Well, I'm waiting for someone to meet me, I think.
Eurydice!
At last, a porter to meet me. Do you happen to know where the bank is? I need money. I've just arrived. I need to exchange my money. I didn't bring any traveler's checks because I left in such a hurry. They didn't even let me pack my suitcase. There's nothing in it. That's funny, right? Funny! Haha! I suppose I can buy new clothes here. I would really love a bath.
Eurydice!
What is that language you're speaking? It gives me tingles. Say it again.
Eurydice!
Oh, it's like a fruit. Again.
Eurydice, I'm your father!
Eurydice, I'm your father. How funny. You remind me of something, but I can't understand a word you're saying.
Your father.
Shut up! Shut up!
She doesn't understand you.
She's dead now too.
You have to speak in the language of the stones.
I'm dead. You're dead now too.
Yes, that's right. I need a reservation for the fancy hotel.
When you were alive, I was your father.
Father is not a word that dead people understand.
He is what we call subversive.
When you were alive, I was your tree.
My tree. Yes, the tall one in the backyard. I used to sit all day in its shade. There, shade.
There is a problem here.
Is there any entertainment at the hotel? Any dancing ladies like with the great big fans?
I named you Eurydice. Your mother named all the others, but Eurydice, I chose for you.
Be careful, sir.
Eurydice, I wanted to remember your name. I asked the stones. They said forget the names. The names make you remember.
We told you how it works.
One day, it would not stop raining. I heard your name inside the rain. Somewhere between the drops, I saw falling letters. Each letter of your name I began to translate. E, I remembered elephants. U, I remembered ulcers and under. R, I remembered reindeers. I saw them putting their black noses into snow. Y, youth and yellow. D, dog, dig, daughter, day. Time poured into my head. Days of the week, hours, months.
The tree talks so beautifully.
Don't listen!
I feel suddenly hungry. Well, where is the porter who met me at the station?
Here I am.
I would like a continental breakfast, please. Some rolls and butter. Oh, and jam. Please take my suitcase to my room if you would.
I'm sorry, miss, but there were no rooms here.
What? No rooms? Where do people sleep?
People don't sleep here.
I have to say, I'm very disappointed. It's been such a tiring day. I've been traveling all day. First on a river, then on an elevator that rained, then on a train. I thought someone would meet me at the station.
Don't cry.
Don't cry.
I don't know where I am, and there are all of these stones, and I hate them. They're horrible. I want a bath. I thought someone would meet me at the station.
Please, miss, don't be sad. I'll take your luggage to your room.
There are no rooms!
Dear Eurydice, I miss you. That's not enough. Dear Eurydice, Symphony for 12 instruments.
Thank you. That will do. Oh, I suppose you want a tip. Did you run a bath for me?
Yes.
Dear Eurydice, I love you. I'm going to find you. I play the saddest music now that you're gone. You know I hate writing letters. I'll give this letter to a worm. I hope he finds you. Love, Orpheus.
There's a letter for you, miss.
Letter?
A letter. It's addressed to you.
There's dirt on it.
Miss,
What is it?
would you like me to read you the letter?
Read me the letter?
Well, you can't do it with your feet. It's addressed to Eurydice. That's you.
That's you.
You. It says, I love you.
I love you.
It's like your tree.
Tall. Green.
It's like sitting in the shade.
Oh.
It's like sitting in the shade with no clothes on.
Oh. Yes.
I'm going to find you. I play the saddest music.
Music?
Like that.
Go on.
You know I hate writing letters. I'll give this letter to a worm. I hope he finds you. Love, Orpheus.
Orpheus?
Orpheus.
Oh, that word. It's like I can't breathe. Orpheus. My husband. Oh.
Dear Eurydice, last night I dreamed that we climbed Mount Olympus, and we started to kiss, and all the strands of your hair were little faucets, and water was streaming out of your head, and I said, why is water coming out of your head? And you said, gravity is very compelling. And then we jumped off Mount Olympus, and we flew through the clouds, and you held your knee to your chest because you had skinned it on a sharp cloud. And then we fell into a salty lake. Then I woke up, and the window frightened me, and I thought, Eurydice is dead! And I thought, who is Eurydice? And then the whole room started to float, and I thought, what are people? And then my bedclothes smiled at me with a crooked green mouth, and I thought, who am I? It scares me, Eurydice. Please come back. Love, Orpheus.
Did you get my letters?
No. You wrote me letters?
Every day.
What did they say?
Oh, nothing much. Beauty stuff.
Tell me the names of my mother and brothers and sisters.
I'm not sure that's a good idea. It will make you sad.
I want to know.
That's a long time to be sad.
I'd rather be sad.
Being sad is not allowed. Acting is dumb.
Teach me another.
Ostracize.
What does it mean?
The Greeks decided who to banish. They'd write the name of the banished person on a white piece of pottery called ostraca.
Ostraca. Another.
Peripatetic, from the Greek. It means to walk slowly, speaking of weighty matters, in bare feet.
Peripatetic. A learned fruit wandering through the snow. Another.
Defunct.
Defunct.
It means dead, in an abrupt way. Not like the way I died, which was slowly, but suddenly, all at once, in calories.
Tell me a story of when you were little.
Well, there was a time your uncle shot me with a BB gun, and I was mad at him, so I swallowed a nail. And then there was a time I was at a dude ranch, and I was riding a horse and lassoed a car. The woman in the car got out and spanked me, and your grandmother spanked me too.
Remember the Christmas when she gave me a doll and I said, if I see one more doll, I'm going to throw up?
I think Grammy was a little surprised when he said that.
Tell me a story about your mother.
The most vivid recollection I have of Mother was in the house and the parties playing piano. She was extremely animated when she was young. She could really play the piano. She could play anything by ear. They called her Flaming Salle.
I never saw Grammy play the piano.
She was never the same after my father died. My father was a very gentleman.
Tell me a story about your father.
My father and I used to duck hunt by the Mississippi River. He'd call up old Frank the night before and ask, where are the ducks moving tonight? Old Frank, he could really call the ducks. I felt bad about killing the poor little ducks, but you get caught up in the fervor of it. You catch as many as 10 ducks. If you went over the limit, there were only so many ducks per person. Father would throw the ducks to the other side of the creek we were paddling on and check for the game warden. If the warden was gone, you'd run back and get the extra ducks and throw them in the back of the car. My father was never a great conversationalist. He loved to rhapsodize about hunting. He'd always say, if I have to die, it'll be in a duck pond. And he did.
There was something I always wanted to ask you. A story or someone's name. I forget.
Don't worry. You'll remember. There's plenty of time.
Dear Eurydice, I wonder if you miss reading books in the underworld.
What is this? What are you? What do you do? What do you do? Say something! I hate you. Damn you!
We two alone will sing like birds in a cage. When thou dost ask my blessing, I'll kneel down and ask of thee forgiveness. And so we'll live, and pray, and sing.
For Eurydice? E-U-R-Y. That's right. No, there's no last name. It's not like that. What? Oh, no, I don't know the country. I don't know the city either. I don't know the street. I don't know. It probably starts with a vowel. Would you mind checking, please? I would really appreciate it. You can't enter a name without a city. Why not? Well, thank you for trying. Wait, miss, it's a special case. She's dead! Well, thank you for trying. You have a nice day, too. I'll find you. Don't move.
Tell me another story of when you were little.
There was my first piano recital. I was playing I Got Rhythm. I played the first 4 chords, but couldn't remember the rest. I was so embarrassed, I ran out of the auditorium and locked myself in the bathroom.
Then what happened?
Well, your grandmother dragged me out of the bathroom and made me apologize to everyone in the auditorium. I never played piano again after that. But I bet I'd still be able to play those first 4 chords. Let's see. Da da dee da, da da dee da, da da dee da.
What are the words?
I can't remember. Let me think. Da da dee da, da da dee da, da da dee da, da 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 dee da, da da dee da, da da dee da, da da dee da, da 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 dee da, da da dee da, da da dee da, da da dee da, da 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 dee da.
What is that noise?
Stop singing!
Stop singing!
Neither of you can carry a tune.
It's awful!
Dead people can't sing.
I'm not a very good singer.
Neither am I.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
I'm Lord of the Underworld.
Very funny.
I am!
Prove it.
I can do chin-ups inside your bones. Close your eyes. Ow! See? You're pretty.
You're little.
I grow downward like a turnip.
What do you want?
I want to make sure you're comfortable. You're not itchy?
No,
That's good. Some of our residents get itchy. Then I scratch them.
I'm not itchy.
What's on this string?
It's my room.
Rooms are not allowed! Tell her.
Rooms are not allowed.
Who made your room?
My father.
Fathers are not allowed! Where is he?
He's at work.
We'll have to dip you in the river again. Make sure you're good and dumped.
Please don't.
Ooh, say that again. It's nice.
Please don't.
Say it in my ear this time.
Please don't.
I like that. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. I mean that in the nicest possible way.
I have a husband.
Husbands are for children. You need a lover. I'll be back. See that she's comfortable.
We will.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
I'm growing, can't you see? I'm growing.
If a drop of water enters the soil at a particular angle, with a particular pitch, let's just say that a man can't drive. No, it's the earth, my God. A fireman's pole. Eurydice, did you hear that? Eurydice, that
That's the note right there!
Orpheus never liked words. He had his music. He would get a funny look on his face and I would ask, "What are you thinking about?" He would always be thinking about music. If we were at a restaurant, sometimes Orpheus would look sullen and wouldn't talk to me. I thought people felt sorry for me. I should have realized women envied me. Their husbands talked too much. But I wanted to talk to him about my notions. I was working on a new philosophical system. It involved hats. This is what it is to love an artist. The moon is always rising above your house. The houses of your neighbors look dull and lacking in moonlight. He's always going away from you. Inside his head, there's always something more beautiful. Orpheus said, the mind is a slide ruler. It can fit around anything. Words can mean anything. Show me your body, he said. It only means one thing.
Eurydice! Before I go down there, I won't practice my music. Some say practice, but practice is a word invented by cowards. The animals don't have a word for practice. A gazelle does not run for practice. They run because they're scared or they're hungry. A bird doesn't sing for practice. They sing because they're happy or they're sad. So I say sort of. The music sounds better in my head than it does in the world. When songs are passing against my throat, then, only then, I'll sing for the devils and they'll cry through their parched throats. Eurydice, don't diss a dead man. Their lips look red and tempting, but put your tongue in their mouths and it tastes like oatmeal. I know how much you hate oatmeal. I'm going the way of death. Here's my plan. Tonight, when I fall asleep, I'll put a straw in my mouth. When I fall asleep, I'll crawl through the straw, and my breath will push me like a great wind into the darkness, and I'll sing your name and I will arrive. I've consulted the almanacs, the footstools, and the architects, and everyone agrees. I found the right note. Wait for me. Love, Orpheus.
I got a letter from Orpheus.
What did he say?
He says he's going to come find me.
How?
He's going to sing.
Someone's knocking.
Who is it?
Who is it?
No one knocks at the door of the dead.
Who are you? I am Orpheus.
I'm Lord of the Underworld.
But you're so... Oh, don't be rude. Sorry. Did you like my music?
No. I prefer happy music with a nice beat.
Oh.
You've come for Eurydice.
Yes, and you thought singing would get you to the gates of hell.
See here, I want my wife.
What do I have to do?
You'll have to do a lot more than sing.
I'm not sure what you mean, sir.
Start walking home. Your wife
just beyond the road behind you. We make it real nice here, so people tend to stick around. Keep your eyes facing front. Turn around and look at her, and poof! She's gone.
I can't look at her?
No.
Why not?
Because.
Because?
Because!
I just look straight ahead, that's all.
That's right.
That's easy.
Good.
I hear him at the gates. That's his music. He's come to save me.
Do you want to go with him?
Yes, of course. Oh, leave only, won't you?
No. You should be with your husband. Have grandchildren. You'll all come down and meet me someday.
Sure.
You should love your family until the graves grow dust on their purple faces. I'll take you there.
Now?
It's for the best. Is that him?
Yes, I think so.
His shoulders aren't very broad. Are you sure he can take care of you? Are you sure?
Yes.
There's one thing you need to know. If he turns around and faces you, you'll die a second death. Those are the rules. So step quietly and don't cry out.
I won't.
Goodbye, Eurydice.
Bye. I'll come back to you. I seem to keep dying.
Don't let them dip you in the river too long the second time. Hold your breath.
I'll look for a tree.
I'll write you letters.
Where will I find them?
I don't know. I'll figure it out. Bye.
Wait, come back!
You can't go back now, Eurydice.
Face forward.
Keep walking.
I'm afraid.
Your husband is waiting for you, Eurydice.
I don't recognize him.
Go on, it's him.
I want to go home. I want my father.
But you're all grown up now. You have a husband. Turn around.
Why?
Because
That's a stupid reason.
Orpheus braved the gates of hell to find you.
He played the saddest music.
Even we.
The Stones cried when we heard it.
That's Orpheus?
Yes, that's him.
Where's his music?
It's in your head.
Orpheus?
You startled me.
I'm sorry.
Why?
I don't know.
You always
I could
clapped
never
your hands
spell
on the
the word
third beat.
rhythm. It's such a difficult
couldn't wait
word
for the
to
fourth?
spell.
Remember?
R, Y.
I tried to teach
No,
you.
there's an H in it somewhere.
Your
a
sense
breath.
of rhythm, it was off.
Rhythm.
And I would say clap on the downbeat. No, the downbeat. It's dangerous not to have a sense of rhythm. You lose things when you can't keep a simple beat. Why did you have to say my name, Eurydice?
I'm sorry.
I know we used to fight. It seems so silly now.
If ifs and ands were pots and pans, there'd be no need for tinkers.
Why?
If ifs and ands were pots and pans, there'd be no need for tinkers.
Eurydice.
I think I see the gates. The stones, the boat. It looks familiar. They look happy to see me.
Don't look.
Wow, that's the happiest I've ever seen them.
Think of the things that we did.
It looks familiar.
We went ice
Oh,
skating.
Our house was
I
red.
wore a red sweater.
We had 2 dogs and 2 cats and 2 fish that died.
Will you talk to me?
The train looks like the opposite of a train.
Eurydice. We've known each other for centuries. I want to reminisce. Remember when you wanted your name in a song, so I put your name in a song. And when I played my music at the gates of hell, I was singing your name over and over again, Eurydice.
Finally, some peace and quiet.
Like the old days.
No music, no conversation. How about
With Eurydice gone, it would be a second death for me.
Oh, please, sir.
We're tired.
Do you understand the love a father has for his daughter?
Love is a big, funny word.
Dead people should be seen, not heard.
How does a person remember to forget? It's difficult.
It's not difficult. We told you how it works. Dip yourself in the river.
Dip yourself in the river.
Dip yourself in the river.
I need directions.
Now that's ridiculous.
There are no directions.
I remember. Take Tri-State South to 94 to Route 88 West. Take Route 88 West to Route 80. You'll go over a bridge. Proceed 3 miles and you'll come to the exit for Middle Road. Go 3 to 4 miles. Duck Creek Park will be on the right. Take a left on Fernwood Avenue. Continue straight on Fernwood past 2 intersections. Fernwood will curve to the right, leading you to Forest Road. Take a left on Forest Road. Go 2 blocks. Pass the first entrance to the alley on the right. Take second entrance. You'll go about 100 yards. A red brick house will be on the right. Check for Illinois license plates. Go inside the house. In the living room, look out the window. You'll see the lights in the Mississippi River. Take off your shoes. Walk down the hill. You'll pass a tree good for climbing on the right. Cross the road. Watch for traffic. Cross the train tracks. Catfish. Sleeping in the mud. On your left. Roll up your jeans. Count to 10. Put your feet in the river. And swim.
room? Where is my room? Answer me!
That's none of our business, Eurydice.
What are you doing here?
You should be with your husband.
Up there?
Where's my father? Why is he sleeping? I've come back!
He can't hear you.
What do you mean?
It's too late.
He dipped himself in the river.
My father did not dip himself in the river.
He did. We saw him. He wanted some peace and quiet.
He did not. Listen, I'll teach you the words, then we'll remember each other again. Ready? We'll start with my name. Eurydice. E-U-R-Y.
He can't hear you.
He can't see you.
He can't remember you.
I hate you. I've always hated you. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Listen, I'll tell you a story.
Try speaking in the language of the stones. It's a very quiet language, like if the pores in your face opened up and wanted to talk.
Stone, rock, tree, rock, stone.
Didn't you already mourn for your father, young lady?
To mourn twice is excessive.
To mourn 3 times is a sin.
Life is like a good meal.
Only gluttons want more food when they finish their helping.
Learn to be more moderate.
It's weird for a dead person to be morbid.
We don't like to see it.
We don't like to watch it.
It makes me uncomfortable.
Don't cry, don't
Don't cry. Learn the art of keeping busy.
It's hard to keep busy when you're dead.
It's not hard. We keep busy and we like it. We're busy, busy, busy stones. Watch us work, keeping still, keeping quiet. It's hard work to be a stone. No time for crying. No, no, no.
I hate you. I've always hated you.
Go ahead, try and hit us.
You'll hurt your fans.
You'll break your hand.
Ha, ha, ha.
Is there a problem here?
No, sir.
So, you've decided to stay with us, huh? Good. Perhaps to be my bride.
I told you, you're too young.
I'll be the judge of that. I've grown.
I see that.
I'm ready to be a man now.
Please, leave me alone.
I'll have them start preparing the satins and silks. You can't refuse me. I've made my choice.
Can I have a moment to prepare myself?
Don't be long. The wedding songs are already being written. They're very quiet, inaudible, you might say. A dirt-filled orchestra for my bride. Don't trouble the songs with your music. I say, a song is the sound of 2 dead bodies rubbing under the covers to keep warm.
Well, well, well.
You had better prepare yourself.
There's nothing to prepare.
You had better comb your hair.
You'd better find a
I
veil.
don't need a veil. I need a pen.
Pets are forbidden here.
I need a pencil then.
Pencils too.
Oh, there must be a pen. There must be. Pen. Dear Orpheus, I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. I was afraid. I'm not worthy of you. But I still love you, I think. Don't try and find me again. It would be lonely for music. I want you to be happy. I want you to marry again. I'm going to write out instructions for your next wife. To my husband's next wife. Be gentle. Be sure to comb his hair when it's wet. Do not fail to notice that his face flushes pink like a bride's when you kiss him. Give him lots to eat. He forgets to eat. He gets cranky. When he's sad, kiss his forehead and I will thank you because he is a young prince. His robes are too heavy on him. His crown falls down around his ears. I'll give this letter to a worm. I hope he finds you. Love, Eurydice.
In my heart will always be precious.